A broad, thick back is one of the most important parts of getting that Greek god physique. But because there are so many different muscles in your back, it's key to hit them all in different ways to ensure your back's overall growth. And taking this approach got me from a weak back to a strong back. To keep it simple, there's three main parts of the back that you've got to know. The lats contribute to both back width and thickness. The upper part of your lats gives you that wider appearance, while the lower part of your lats gives your back a thicker look. The traps and rhomboids make up the other significant part of your back, and sitting higher up on your back, they give your back that thicker looking appearance as well. To hit all of these different muscles effectively, you've got to do the right exercises. Pull-ups is the number one exercise for your back. You've got to have pull-ups in your back day. They focus more on the upper part of your lat, which is going to give you that wider frame. But realistically, pull-ups target the whole of your back. You're hitting your traps, your rhomboids, your rear delts, and your biceps as well. So by working all of those different muscle groups, pull-ups are one of the best exercises that you can be doing for your overall back development. Now, pull-ups are such a hard exercise to do because you're pulling the weight of your body upwards against gravity, and you're recruiting all these muscles in your back in order to do that. So by doing pull-ups, you're maximizing the amount of strain that you're putting your muscles through, which means you're maximizing mechanical tension, which is the key driver of hypertrophy. So generally, the hardest exercises to do are the ones that give you the most reward. So although they're hard, you've got to have pull-ups in your routine. Put pull-ups as the first exercise you do in your back day or your pull day because they require the most amount of effort, and you want to be maximizing your output on pull-ups, either through the weight that you're lifting or the amount of reps that you're doing on them. That way, you're going to maximize mechanical tension and your overall back growth. A common mistake that lifters make when doing pull-ups is not fully locking out at the bottom of the movement. When you're doing pull-ups, on every rep, you should be hanging from the bar with straight arms, and there should be no tension at all in your arms or your back. You want to fully lock out because at the bottom of the movement, where you get the most stretch on your back, is the most anabolic part of the movement. And it's the part of the movement where you're going to see the most muscle growth. So make sure you're doing a full range of motion on pull-ups. Another deterrent, I think, of people doing pull-ups is because they simply can't do a bodyweight pull-up. But that doesn't mean you can't still incorporate pull-ups into your workouts. You can use the bands, or you can use the assisted pull-up machine. There's no shame in doing that. When I first started out, I couldn't do a pull-up, and I was grinding away on both the assisted pull-up machine and using the bands to do pull-ups for the longest time. But trust me, eventually you'll get to the stage where you can do a decent amount of bodyweight pull-ups, and you'll just keep on progressing and progressing to the point where you're now doing it with weights. And by doing pull-ups with the band or on the assisted pull-up machine, you'll still see the most amount of growth in your back because pull-ups are truly the best back exercise you can be doing. That being said though, when you get to the point where you can do 8 to 10 clean bodyweight pull-ups, that's the stage where you want to be starting to add weight. So you want to be continually progressively overloading what you're doing on pull-ups, because eventually you'll get to the stage where you start to plateau in the number of reps you can do. And that's where adding in weight is a really good way to ensure progressive overload and that your back is continuing to grow. But pull-ups do focus more on the upper part of your lat. So you've got to have an exercise in there which focuses on your lower lats. And to do that, it's by incorporating some form of heavy row, either through dumbbells or barbell. A good cue to think of when you're doing rows is to row the barbell or the dumbbell in an arc towards your pockets. That way you're going to be targeting and you'll feel much more of a squeeze in your lower lats. Again, make sure to fully stretch your lats at the bottom of the movement, because again, it's the most anabolic part of the exercise. And an easy way you can do that is by setting a bench at an incline and using that as a support so that you're hoisted up a bit higher off the ground and you can reach the dumbbell lower towards the ground as you do the exercise, which will give more of a stretch and a stronger contraction on your lower lat. So both pull-ups and rows do focus on the lats. So now you need an exercise in there that focuses on the upper back, your rhomboids and traps. My favorite is the machine row, but a variation of it that specifically targets your upper back. So right now, I want you to put your arms in front of you like this, with your elbows tucked in, and then row back, keeping your elbows tucked. Now I want you to put your arms in front of you like this, but this time, instead of keeping your elbows tucked, flare them out to the side and pull back. Can you feel more of your upper back in that position being squeezed and activated? So on the machine row, I want you to take the lat pull down attachment and take a wide grip and row more upwards towards your upper back rather than keeping your elbows tucked, which will target more of your lats and lower back. So if you do that on the machine row, you're going to be targeting more of your rhomboids and traps. Don't forget to fully stretch when you're doing the exercise. Now, doing machine rows like this also target your rear delts. And the rear delts are quite an underrated muscle that contributes to the overall width and thickness of your back. And if you want a more in-depth video on how to train your rear delts, check out this video here. Now, if this helped you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like and leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.